Is Tom Dillon, the Lifetime Liberal. Today is Friday, April 25th, 2025. The title of this rant is, How Will We React to the Tariffs When the Bullet Hits the Bone? So just looking at CNBC from the last couple of days, I only did some of these. What I read, American Airlines, I'm going to read these. American Airlines withdraws its 2025 forecast. Procter & Gamble cuts earnings outlook due to tariffs. PepsiCo cuts earnings forecast due to tariffs. Merck lowers profit outlook due to $200 million tariff. Chipotle sees slowdown in consumer spending. So we see what's going on. Also saw that resellers are raising their prices on Amazon. So this is coming. This is going to be coming real quick. Now, on Monday or Tuesday, the CEOs of Walmart, Target, and Home Depot were in the White House. They were in the Oval Office, and they told Trump basically, hey, in about 2 to 3 weeks, we will not be able to start restocking our shelves. We won't have the goods. To the point that by midsummer, we could have lots and lots of empty shelves all out there. Now, after the meeting, Trump said, hey, they agreed with me on the tariffs. These things are going to work. We're going to we're going to be great again. But that's not what they said at all. So number one, we know who's lying again. He also mentioned this week that he has had 200 deals with all the countries out there in terms of the tariffs, but he hasn't announced any of it. He hasn't announced anything about lowering the tariffs or who he is signed with. So, he's just basically lying about all that also. And also he has indicated that he's been talking to China. Now, China basically said, we haven't talked to him at all, and there has no meeting scheduled, even though we've had some bumps in the stock market this week, possibly because they thought that we'd be making a deal with China pretty soon. And, the thing about this is China's not going to call the United States. The United States has to call China. And what's going to happen is, hey, when you're going to meet for something like this is big stuff. This is high stakes. Where are you going to meet? When are you going to meet? How long are you going to meet? What are the topics? What results do you want to get out of them beforehand? These things all have to agree beforehand you even get there, and you might not even, and the things that you agree on might not, or probably won't even be the final solution. I shouldn't say it like that, won't be the final outcome of everything. So this could take a long, long time, and China will not back down. They will not back down. Now, all of this is indicating, and this is what we've seen for the last 2 or 3 weeks, there's going to be fewer ships that are coming in. We know that already because they're not coming across the ocean. That means there's not going to be stuff unloaded in all the ports from China, all the stuff that's coming from China into our western ports. What does that mean? Hey, they might have to lay off some people at the ports. Some of the truckers might be laid off because they don't have anything to haul. In the railroads, they'll have less stuff to haul. The retail stores will have less stuff. People that are buying stuff so that they can add value to it, they won't be able to bring it in. So all of that is going to happen, and that's going to start happening in the next 2 or 3 weeks. And the thing is, what we've seen here from the Trump administration is that they're basically rank amateurs, and they really have no idea what they are doing. Trump thought, and of course, someone had to agree with him, that he could railroad the entire effing world on these tariffs, and they would come and bow to him, and he'd get what he wants. But that's not happening because, like I said, he said he had 200 deals. If you're the first one making a deal with the United States, you may not want to do that because somebody else behind you might get a better deal. So we haven't seen one deal made on this yet, and they say they're going to have some deals. And, again, there are just rank amateurs when it comes into world affairs, economics, supply chains, monetary aspect. They don't have anything. And I'm just hoping that enough of my sisters and brothers on the conservative side will see this and go against him, because it's not going to be until we have, let's say, about 60% of the population who is against all of this stuff that's Trump is doing, because he's going down fast in all of these areas. He's unfavorable very much. Once it starts getting at 60% and above, that will be when the spineless Republicans in the House and the Senate will start doing things about it, because they're more concerned about their reelection than they are with keeping him in office. But the damage will be done. The damage will be severe. We will all be hurting. And we have only one person and one party to blame for all of this. And let's hope that does not get too severe and we can get out of it, because this may take a long, long time.